Welcome back. Today we are talking with Daman Sood and his latest book on third-party risk management. Daman, great first segment there. Uh, Now we talked about the third-party risk management and vendors, and at the end you mentioned business continuity management. So I'm wondering, where does third-party risk management fit into business continuity and operational resilience and other realms?
Very good. So I'll once again say, Alex, let's drop TP, right?
Mhm.
And drop TP from TPRM. So we are left with RM. And let's drop E from ERM. We are left with RM. In operational resilience, we'll go a little deep to find TPRM. So it's just risk management of a different type with a different focus, deep focus into third parties. So it's type of risk management I'm saying, or extension of the same to make it specific to third parties. BCM perhaps didn't say it specifically. During BIA, we would think of dependencies. Dependencies were established, internal as well as external, and external dependencies would be called that we have taken off vendors, or if someone talked about third party. We didn't go deep into suppliers and partners. So there's an evaluation happening now, very closely knit into BCM. I also say that it's not either or. It's and. Someone saying, Daman, we have been doing risk management for decades. Very good. Keep it up. Continue doing it. There are improvements possible in risk management itself, even if it's decades old journey for the company. Operational resilience. I've studied three deeply. Bank of England's mandate. It's called policy, operational resilience policy. Central Bank of Ireland's guidance document and RBI's Reserve Bank of India's guidance document, which is mix of operational risk management and operational resilience. Each guideline, each document, either explicitly or implicitly, in operational resilience, explicitly, there's a lot of focus on third parties, clearly mentioned third party risk management. So BCM doesn't survive without risk management. That's what I mean to say, that it's not either or, it's and. And operational resilience does not survive without BCM. Operational resilience specifically asking questions about third parties and actually fourth, fifth, sixth parties. Because our supply chains are very long, very deep, and very complex these days. If I fail, I'm a vendor for you, example, then you stand to fail. And if I'm dependent on someone else, my supplier, my vendor, because of him, them, I may fail. And because of me, your organization may fail. So this is very deep, complex, needs to be taken seriously. Nothing comes free in this world. So we will have to spend more time, money, effort on this, but there are gains, absolute gains from going deep into TPRM.
Well, you mentioned the BIA and it got me thinking of when you're doing the BIA and let's say I'm responding, I'm only responding with what I know. I have a dependency on IBM, Microsoft, or something. Those, I don't know what's beyond that because I'm just the manager of this department. So I'm only focused on who's giving me something. So from what you were saying is from my understanding, is there are other professionals now who see, okay, you have a dependency on IBM. Now I'm going to go talk to IBM and find out who they're dependent on, because if there's a break in that chain, then the dependency I have on IBM is going to get broken. So it's
Right?
taking the BIA, or a piece of the BIA, should I say,
Exactly.
further, looking into the real risks, the path that gets to me,
Exactly.
even though
Exactly.
I only know that last piece. when I'm responding.
Exactly. Yes. And Alex, this is a very good example you have taken up from Microsoft and IBM. Many of us, most of us, we understand Microsoft, but most likely the person who I'm talking with is not Microsoft, it's Microsoft's vendor. It's already a
True.
third party relationship. The person who is supplying services to me is not IBM. It may be a contractor of the IBM that is supplying services to me. But we never understood that so nicely, deeply. We didn't go deep. We didn't have time. We didn't have resources. So that's what I'm saying. We'll have to spend more time, money, and effort on this to be better.
Yeah,
That's the intention. Any regulator, whether issuing guideline or mandate, why are they doing it? Because they want to make the world better for us. Less chances of failures and controlled failures, managed failures. Because if no risk management, no BCM, no operational risk management, no third party risk management can guarantee that it will not happen now.
mhm,
It only reduces the chances, the volume, the size, the impact, and that we are able to control it better.
that's right. So, how do we go about doing evaluations? Because on some of these vendors,
Yeah.
excuse me, and partners, because you talk about that in your book, and one of them you talk about is materiality assessment. What is that?
Good one. Alex, and I spent a lot of time on this while I was writing book because at least 3 years ago, I came around this term. Before that, I did not know this term. So I keep admitting my limitations because then only I'm able to improve. Otherwise, I will not be able to improve. I'm a lifelong learner myself. Every day there is some learning, including in this session when I'm talking to you. So materiality assessment for vendors or for third parties was a new topic, new term for me about 3 years ago, and I couldn't find much about it. Even from those who were dealing with third parties, the heads of the third party risk management departments, etc. So I went deep for that reason and had to work a lot. So this is my definition, I would say. Materiality assessment is a systematic process to evaluate the significance of each vendor to the organization. So vendor can be replaced with third party. This step helps prioritize the resources and focus on third parties that pose the greatest potential risk or have the most significant impact. In short, simple materiality assessment for the third party. Which third party is material to me? Critical to me. We can change the term. We can use another term. Who is critical vendor for me? How do I find it? When I conduct an assessment in a structured way, then it is called materiality assessment. Material third party is a big risk to me. That's the outcome of this eye opener. We just were saying critical, critical, but it's material. If they fail, I will suffer a lot.
So, how do you go about determining that, though? Like, what do you do to perform this assessment?
This will take a little extra time, Alex. Please allow me.
Hmm.
I will say that this is a stepped journey. I will say 5 steps in this journey. First will be identify your third parties. That itself is a big challenge. To say, Daman, I have 500, but when I ask for that list doesn't come out. We have in systems, we have been doing it. I'm not accusing, but I'm saying we all are part of this system. We have been doing like this. So, first step is identify all third parties. Then develop the criteria that you'll use for this assessment. Then engage with relevant stakeholders, which are your third parties also. Then conduct the assessment based on the criteria that you have developed and keep validating and reviewing. So this goes into a cycle. So 5 step journey, But then I would like to talk about some parameters also. I said criteria. Deciding the criteria itself is a major step. So these parameters that I recommend are that we look at the volume of business. How much business are we conducting with this third party or through this third party or with the help of this third party? And if we are doing high business, then this automatically is material, but let's do in a structured way. So I will suggest some scoring mechanism. It may be a scale of 1 to 5, for example. And then because there are many parameters I'm going to list, I would like to put some weightage also to each parameter. Each parameter may not be equally important. That's what I mean to say.
Hmm.
So volume of business is first one, then the financial impact, operational dependency on the third party, regulatory requirements, reputational risk. We don't lose money only if our third party fails. We may lose a reputation also, or maybe only reputation. So, reputational risk is another parameter that we need to look at. Then, the quality of service. How important is quality and reliability of the services to me from my vendor or supplier or the third party? And these days, we cannot forget, cannot miss, should not miss geopolitical risks also. So these 7, 8 parameters, and as I said, I would like to give a scoring a range 1 to 5. But what is 1 to 5? That also needs to be defined.
That
And
was
this
going
is
to be
where
my
just
question.
like
I'm glad you
BA,
said that.
sorry.
That was going to be my question. I'm glad you said that.
Exactly. Like BIA, right? There's at least financial impact. We started with that. Then we said reputational. Today, organizations go up to 6 categories also. The range used to be 1 to 3. It is going up to 1 to 5 nowadays. I have rarely 1 2 clients. I think I've seen 1 to 9 also. But what is that 1 to 3, 1 to 5 will be different for different organizations. This is where customization happens. This is where we need to have some experience used in the world. So that range identified, then the weightage. I'll just give an example that for volume of business, that was my first parameter, I will give 20% weightage. To regulatory requirements, I'll give 15%, and to innovation capability, 2%. These all can be debated, questioned, but as of now, I'm saying this is based on my experience. I have put these values. Then we will calculate overall weightage and overall weighted score for this vendor or third party. Assume a guidance given by me. If it's the score is 50% of or above, then I would like to call this third party to be material to me. So this is materiality assessment. In short, simple terms, criticality. I'm finding who is critical to me, and with the score, the order of criticality or materiality also. Everyone is not equally important. That's what we are attempting to find out here with the score.
I guess that's also when you find out too who who you're most dependent on. And sometimes the
Exactly.
results by doing this, you could find out that you're more dependent on a vendor that you didn't think you were dependent on,
Possible.
right?
Yes, it's
That's one
possible.
of the things that you can get out of this.
Exactly. So long ago, Alex, you would recollect in BCM journey, BIA was also known as understanding the organization. And the seniors, top management CEOs would challenge me. Daman, what do you mean by this? I have been running the business. Do I not understand my organization? But it when it was conducted in structured way, many times it was eye-opener. Oh, we didn't realize this. This process, this dependency. So yes, we come out with such outcomes as we do it in structured way, as you said, yes.
Anything else that we can look for in that assessment? Are there other things that it sometimes might reveal that we would be surprised with, shall we say?
I would say I'm finding my critical third party, and that is a new term, by the way. Just this month, the last day of this month, actually, for me, for you, maybe another day to go, 30th of November. This month, Bank of England issued another document where the term is CTP, critical third parties. I have not studied the document yet, but I'm attempting that in a week or so I analyze and put my views out. When we say we are finding important or critical third party through materiality assessment, actually what I find is that the most material third party is my biggest risk also. This is a revelation. If they go down, it will be a big, big impact on me. And for that reason, with that top most material third party, I need to go into their fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh parties also.
Also, that's when you start going down the deeper levels is when you identify that, shall we say, top tier or the
Right.
critical third parties. That's when you
Exactly.
say, okay, now let's look at the ones that supply them.
Yes.
Uh,
So we all have limited resources. We all admit this. Even if I'm a trainer or consultant, but if you are my client, I will be reasonable. I need to be reasonable with you for you. No one has unlimited resources. So we are not looking at all, but we are looking at the most material third parties to us. And for them, we would like to go to fourth, fifth, sixth, and make it a planned long journey, please. Be reasonable and practicable. If in first year I'm able to go to fourth parties, that's great achievement, I would say. So by fifth, sixth year, I should be able to go to fifth, sixth, third parties also. And that's why I would say regulators have been reasonable. They put a calendar. It's 5 years implementation journey, 4 years implementation journey. They are giving us time. Every year, keep doing more, keep doing more, keep improving. That should be the approach.
yeah, that is a long journey. On that note, we've come to the end of our second segment. Today, we are talking with Daman Sood about third-party risk management and his latest book, his experiments with third-party risk management. And we will be right back. If you like that video, thumbs up. If you didn't like that video, thumbs down. But leave me a message and let me know your thoughts. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. And in the meantime, stay prepared, everybody.